Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch WDU28560GB washer dryer. It has a huge 10 kilogram capacity for the washing and a 6 kilogram capacity for the drying. So what I've done is I've got it plugged in, ready to go. So let's crack on. So the first thing I'll do is to show you the front panel. And as you can see, first of all you've got the soap drawer on the left hand side. In the middle here, this is the control dial. And to turn it on, you just press that button there. And I must say, this is a fantastic display that Bosch have come up with. And what you'll find on here is this will display the time of the program that's remaining. And what it does is I'll cover all of these in a moment. But first of all, this is the program dial. So as you can see here, it's lit up with the cottons at the moment. And all you do is you rotate this silver dial around the on and off button. So you just rotate that depending on what program you want. It's a really easy design, but I think personally it looks really nice. So just to show you some of the programs that are on here. First of all, you've got the standard cotton program, and what you'll find is as you go round the dial, you've got quite a few specialised programs, things like the Down and Allergy Plus sportswear, and these are really designed for certain types of clothing. You have got the fairly useful programs like Rinse and Spin, or just the Drain on its own. The Drum Clean is mainly normally a high temperature wash, and that's really designed to be used probably about once a month, just really to keep the machine clean. And as you go around here, you've got the super quick programs. Now these are a 15-minute, so that you can actually do a wash. It isn't a full load, it is a small load wash in 15 minutes, and you can do a wash and dry in 60 minutes, which is pretty good. Now another program to show you is the Coolant Refresh at the top here, and this is mainly on the drying side, so you can't select a wash with this. But according to Bosch, it's approximately a 45 to 55 minute program. That really depends on the load that you put in, and it's mainly designed for delicate fabrics, and these are normally clothes that you might take to the dry cleaners, and it's really designed as a freshen up program. So when you put the clothes in, as I say, it'll take under an hour, but it's just really to give the clothes like a new lease of life, and to hopefully take any odd smells out that were in there, rather than taking them to the dry cleaners. So what will happen is once you've selected the program that you want, then you come across to this side for the display, and rather than having a lot of different buttons next to the dial, you've actually got them as part of the screen, because this is a touch screen. So what you would do is, if you want the cotton program, then at the moment it's set on 60, but if you wanted a 40, you just press that, and again what you can do is you can actually select the spin speed. So if you didn't want the full 1400, then you can reduce it, and you can go down to a 400 if you wanted to. But generally, most of the time, you would want to keep it on the maximum spin speed to try and get as much water out. Now, as you move across to the right, you've got the wash and dry, or dry button. So what this will do is, this is assuming at the moment that the washing machine is just going to do the wash. What you have got the option to do is to do a wash and dry combination. So as long as you put a 6 kilogram load in there, and it does display it on the display, and basically what that means is that if you put a 10 kilogram load of washing in, it wouldn't dry it properly. It will take too long, and what you'll find when you come to empty it, that it won't have dried properly. And that's the reason that you need to reduce the amount of washing that you do if you're going to use it as a dry. So for the purposes of this program, at the moment this wash and dry is going to take approximately 6 hours. What you will find is that is always an estimated time. The first reason is it doesn't actually know how much washing is in there. So what it will do is it will actually take in the amount of water according to the wash load, and it will actually change the wash time. And also, because it's a sensor dry, for the tumble dry side, then again it doesn't know exactly the time required. So what you'll find, because of the sensor dry option, you've got 3 different options on here. So you've got cupboard dry, which is a fairly standard option, cupboard dry plus, which will just get everything slightly drier, or the iron dry. And what you'll find with the iron dry, clearly it's taken a little bit of time off there. If you want to iron things like shirts or blouses or trousers, you might not want them fully dry. So what you can do is you can actually set the program so that when everything comes out it will be slightly damp. And personally what I normally do is set things onto iron dry, make sure you take anything out that you want, that you need to iron, and then just put everything back in to finish drying. So that's on the wash and the dry section. And the other options down here, you've got things like the child lock option, which can be useful. The other really good thing are these options at the bottom right, called Speed and Eco. This is something which Bosch and the sister company Siemens have had for several years now, and the main advantage is, if the wash that you're doing, if you are in a hurry for it, you can press the speed button, and as it shows there, that's pretty much half the time on there. And what it would do is not actually a full load that you could do that with, so you would need to reduce the size of the load. But what you will find is that clearly it does everything a lot quicker. If you're not in a hurry for it, we'd normally recommend the Eco option, and it does increase the wash time a bit, but what you'll find is that it is more efficient, and also the performance of the wash will be better. So what you will find, for each program you're never really sure of the load size that you can actually use. And what you can do is, if you open the door, then that will recommend that for this program you can use 6 kilograms of washing in there. And that's because you selected the wash and the dry option. If you take the wash and dry off, then it shows 10 kilograms. That's because that's just using the washing. Now a couple of other options that you've got on here, you've got things like the rinses. So if you have got people in the household that suffer from things like allergies, then you press that, and that's just adding extra rinses onto the program. And clearly it does extend the wash time, but that's a very useful option. And what you've also got is the time delay option, and it's shown just underneath here, so it's the minus and plus, and all you do is you just carry on pressing that button. And just to be clear, this is actually until the machine is finished, so this is in 8 hours, so basically in 8 hours this is when it will finish, and you can carry on going up if you want to. So if you've got things like economy 7 at home, or if you just want it to be washing when you're out, then that's a really useful feature. So on the left hand side here you've got the soap drawer, and as we open it, as with most washing machines, you've got the main wash, pre-wash and conditioner for using in the machine. And what you can do is you can actually press that blue button, and that's removable. And as with quite a few of the Bosch machines, you can unclip this, and this part in the middle you can actually put in a dishwasher or give it a really good soap, but it's not really recommended to put this front part in there. And then to put it back in, you just need to make sure it's located properly, and then it just goes back in. So that's a really good feature. Now another feature I really love about this machine is that when you open the door and the machine is switched on, it's actually got a light inside. So as I open it, you'll see that the light comes on gradually, and it's a little feature, but personally I think it's really nice. And what you'll find is that when you're doing the washing, towards the end of the wash there's always the odd sock or something that gets left in there, and because you've got the light in there, then it just makes it easier to find everything. The other thing to note is that the things like the hinges on this, because the door on this is quite substantial, then the hinges are absolutely fantastic. They really are very strong. And also the door lock, just show you around here. So the actual locking mechanism is all metal. So the advantage of that, Bosch have used good quality materials because they know that this machine is going to get used quite a lot, especially if you're using a 10 kilogram wash. And what they've done is they've provided us with good materials to hopefully make the machine last longer. Now what you can also do is to open this bottom panel. I'll just show you this. So it can be a little bit stiff to get off, but what this is, you've actually got the filter behind here. This is where the pump is based, just behind. And on the odd occasion you might get a loose coin or something, but it is recommended to clean this out every now and then because it can get a bit clogged up. What you've also got is this pipe, so if you need to empty the machine at any time, so if you get a power cut and you needed to drain the water in an emergency, then you've got this option here. Put a bowl underneath, and if you got it full of water it can take a while, but it could save you a lot of time and effort. So, and then to just pop that back, and then this front panel just clips back on. That's it. So the next bit, I'll just show you around the side and the back of the machine. This design on the side of the machine, it's not just a pretty pattern, it's really designed to help with the noise level, and it can reduce the vibration within the machine. Because what you will find is that these machines are extremely quiet, and they are designed so that even when they're spinning at a high spin speed of the 1400 on a full load, that they are extremely quiet. What you will find is that they use something called an eco silence drive motor, and they are extremely efficient and very quiet motors. And if we go around the back here, just really to show you this, because some people are not quite aware of how flat they are, and what you will find is, even though the measurements are normally up to the back here, on some machines you've got extra parts protruding out the back. So it's just really to show you around the back, and clearly you've only got the cold fill option, so that's just there, and then you've got the waste that comes out the other side. Now what you will find is that Siemens, the sister company to Bosch, do an almost equivalent model, the WD28560GB. The main difference is that one's a 1500 spin, but apart from that, the features and pretty much everything about it are almost identical apart from the display. If you're interested in purchasing one of these machines, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Bosch WDU28560GB washer dryer. Please give us a thumbs up on the YouTube video, click subscribe and leave any comments below. Thanks very much.